Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to take this dialogue and we're just going to animate the body to it. Okay, and I should be doing some planning on paper. Okay, going in and doing some rough poses. You don't have to do anything super special, just sketchy stuff. Okay, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to go ahead and I should get my character into kind of a casual pose or some kind of pose that I think they should be in as they're starting to talk. Okay, let's do something like this. And also something else I might want to think about too. You either go up and, let's see, it is recording up into here. Okay, cool. You can either go and turn off surfaces so you can't select any of your surfaces, and that way you can keyframe all your curves. Or something else I tend to do is if you select everything, you can go into your script editor. Come on, you bastard! Okay, there it is. And you'll see that the last thing I did was select all these things, and I just highlight them and I middle click and I drag. Bloop. Save script to shelf as a mail script, or you could go File, Save Script to Shelf, and I'll call this Cell. Salal. Okay, and make that a mail script. And there we go. So now I have a button that will select all those things, and I don't have to worry about selecting surfaces. I can also put the geo layer so that I can't select it too. So there's a bunch of different options. But just gonna get it to around, I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna do this first one here. So let's see. I'm gonna have this over this way somehow. Okay, great. And then if I do something like start working my way up the body, okay, cool. Okay, and then that means the shoulders should probably go in the opposite direction. And see, I think I did something like that. Okay, cool. And if I grab these and maybe the head control at the same time. Okay, I might do something like that. And I am trying to go super fast. And do I have IK or FK on? Oh, there's something funky on my IK. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to turn that off. So there we go. So now I can use these controls and la. Okay, and not my favorite controls for the hands. I have a thing that I like to break up the movement of the move and the rotate into two different separate controls, but whatever. I'm not doing that because I just don't have all that time to set up all those things. And let's see, thumb curl, bend, and I got some weighting issues. Okay, well, we'll say that's okay, and then I always find that if you get your hand so it's looking something like this, and I did my favorite hand rig while no one was looking. I kind of like to break up the curl and the bend into two separate movements. Okay, and remember that if you don't handle the IKs quite right, it will end up being a bit more of a pain in the ass for you, but let's do this really quick. Do that. Take these ones. Go a little bit more, and a little bit more. And I think I gave up. There is a problem here. I should have zeroed out my bone rotations, but I didn't. So, okay. And this model, it just needs work. There's so little time. And maybe I'll move my elbows down. Looks like I don't have my elbows pull vector hooked up on that side. Okay, well, we'll pretend that I do. And what else do I have? Eye control, so... Okay, cool. And I'll just make sure here at 0 frame, when I hit select all, I keyframe everything. So I just hit S, so there's a keyframe on everything. And so I'm going to say, well, he's saying we got to get into another pose of some kind. So let's go and do something like this. And hopefully I don't hit gimbal lock of some kind, or gimbally wrists. That's one of the other things about my favorite little controller, is that I don't have a tendency to hit gimbal lock quite so often. Okay, and whoop. And try and make it so the pose is kind of readable. Right? You want to take a look at the silhouette of your pose. It's better that way. And I should have actually, as I'm doing this, I should be operating on working on the major parts of the body first. Okay, like I always go and use the upper body and move that around first. I'm going to spin on my heel a little bit. Okay, and upper body is moved up over to the side here. Okay, cool. And then I take the hips and maybe I'll do something like switch them a little bit. Okay, and then that means that these are going to go back a little bit, and then that's going to go the other way. And okay, and I'll say, let's see how that works there, something like that. And I'll select all, and I'll hit S and keyframe it. And I'm just going to do some quick tests. And for all, let's go and switch it again. And let's take this, I'll move this over here. And okay, I'm just kind of winging this. I didn't actually make the drawings because I'm trying to go quick because I don't have all this time. Okay, so whoop, here. And what time are we at? 7-minute mark. Okay, cool. I'm trying to go as fast as humanly possible. So if I take this and I always kind of adjust the hips and the shoulders. And maybe I'll do something like that. And actually, as I'm doing this, if I do the hips down like this is going to look better. Okay. And I'll do something like this. Okay, and hopefully I don't have elbow problems. My elbows, typically these kind of are always, your elbows are pointing kind of back and down all the time. Didn't put the pull vector into this one, so see if I start fighting it or not. Okay. And it looks like I'm starting to fight it. Okay, so okay, and grab all these things and whoop. And I can hear my dogs getting excited about something. Actually, I didn't even remove my clavicles, and I don't have the clavicle controllers on this one. Okay, cool. And so we got all this stuff going on. And anything else I want to do? I don't know why I didn't control this using the rotates. I just moved that around, but whatever. Okay, and actually I'm just going to do a quick, what time is it? 9 minutes. I'm going to pause this while I fix my... Okay, so I just fixed that and I got the pull vector working. Okay, so I can move this around and affect the elbow. And make sure that these things here, something like that. Okay, fine. And let's just go and hit everything here, and I'll just hit S and keyframe it. And again, I'll just kind of... Monkeys. Okay, and then I'm going to strike some other pose here. And let's see if I take this, and we'll do something like that. Take this whole upper body, move it down. And I'm just going to grab this thing and move this forward here. And I could fix some weighting on here, definitely. Oh, I just realized this wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. I'm just going to grab this head control by itself. Okay. And, oh, I've got some weighting issues here, but... and also, I consider these modeling issues, but we'll say that's fine. Lie to myself and say that's the way I intended it. And is that... Okay, I wasn't looking at it from that direction. Okay, and... Okay, and move that out. Okay, and... It's really funny, when I get into trying to animate zone, I get all quiet. And I don't know what else to say that I can really tell you. I'm just getting these poses as quick as I possibly can. Okay, and I'm... Oh, he's got short little arms, this man. Actually, I feel like I almost want to tilt him over a little bit more. Oh. And then move this back. Okay. I'm trying not to get too fussy. And where's my freaking elbow controls here? So there's one. Okay, and there's the other. Okay, and I'm going to call that good. Select all. So 12 minutes I've did this as fast as I can. Yes! And actually we can see some kind of potential gimbally lock thing happening over here. Gimbally locks! And if I have something like that, I can just go into the graph editor. And typically, you can select the curves, and if you go in here to curves, and you find the Euler filter, and I was correct, and that just fixed those. So now when I go between those, the hand isn't doing... There we go. And so another thing I start to do is I got my key poses, and this is all kind of floaty when I play it. Okay, so what I'll start to do is then go and do the key in-betweens. And so, as he's shifting weight, I have this tendency to always do funny things, like I bring it down, and even that. Okay, so it's not going straight across. Okay, and I can do some other key things in there too if I want to. And this one, I'm going to see what that looks like. I'm going to pop the IK handles. That's punk rock animation. And then maybe here, I'm not going to let him go down too fast. Or I'm going to make him go down faster in the end. And then I always do crap like this. Boop. And this is not always the best practice, but for some reason, I seem to like it. Okay, and let's just see how that looks.
We're all monkeys. We're all monkeys.
Okay, and I can horse around that and play with it more. And then I can do things like, you know, as you're going and doing the key in between, going in and making things flow a little bit differently from pose to pose, and it looks better. And select all and hit S. And again, I need to play around a lot more with this, but that's basically how I start working, and I keep filling this stuff in until I'm happy. You can also do things like you can act this out, and you could go in and put it onto an image plane behind here and rotoscope yourself acting if you wanted to. You could even put that into, oh my god, I pulled out a hangnail, ouch! You can do a bunch of things like that with the animation. So, I'm going to call this one done.